Welcome to OCP TV, the newsroom for the Open Compute Project Foundation. I'm Noland at the 2020 OCP Virtual Summit. And joining me today is Mansour Karam, co-founder and president of Apstra. Welcome to OCP TV, Mansour.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, tell our viewers about Apstra and what you do.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Apstra was founded in 2014, and we built a powerful automation and abstraction solution for the data center network infrastructure. It's targeted at both the network architects and the operators, and helps them automate the processes of designing, building, deploying, and operating their data center networks. You may ask why this is important. Well, as organizations digitally transform, they need to transform their infrastructure so they can meet business demand. In doing so, they're experiencing this painful trade-off between agility on one hand and reliability on the other hand. You can make changes quickly to meet business demand, but then you risk causing outages. And certainly there are many stories over the years of disastrous outages caused by operators making changes quickly to meet deadlines. So if you make changes too quickly, reliability can become an issue and introduce significant risk. The alternative is to make changes slowly. And indeed, it's common for enterprises to take weeks, up to 6 months in some cases, and dozens of people to make a change because of all the procedures such as approvals, tech reviews, etc., leaving the operator squeezed between the business on one hand and process on the other hand, including manual actions and approvals. So that's one. Another pain point is flexibility with constrained vendor choice. Many organizations have been stuck with a single vendor for decades. The reason is that it takes a lot of time and investment for operators to get trained to support multiple vendors. The result is in an inability to leverage best of breed on one hand, and for procurement, it means they can't get into competitive bidding with multiple vendors. So if you think about all these pain points, across all of them, there is one thread, which is the people problem. Effectively, we're talking about a human capital problem. It boils down to utilizing people effectively, for example, by having them, spend no time on manual changes. Instead, if the things that can be automated should be automated. Or, for example, if you have them troubleshoot a problem manually, you're utilizing them ineffectively, which can be slow, unreliable, and super expensive. So Apstra solves this human capital problem. It's a unified automation solution that architects and operators can use, bringing them together so they can automate the design, build, deployment, and operation of their infrastructures, and in the process, address these pain points. So a small number of architects and operators become a lot more effective at responding quickly to the business demand while maintaining high levels of reliability and flexibility in vendor choice.
Wonderful. Well, that was a great explanation. We definitely are interested in learning more about Apstra. We're going to learn more about you at the OCP Virtual Summit this year. You're a sponsor, which is great. So why was it important to be part of the summit?
Well, Apstra has always been a believer in open networking, and we've made investments in open networking all the way back since we started Apstra. It's actually hard to believe, but our first demo was at the January 2017 Disaggregate event organized by Facebook. And that year we attended the OCP Summit, and we've been attending every year since. This year, what's special there is that we're seeing this unprecedented momentum behind the Sonic open source switch operating system, which Apstra supports as part of our compatibility list. Essentially, we have a compatibility list of switch operating systems, and this open source offering is one of them. And we're actually partnering with Dell and Broadcom to expand our Sonic support to make it available to enterprise customers along with these other options that we support from established vendors. And so it's a big year for us here to be at the OCP Summit.
Well, we are glad you are back. I want to talk a little bit more, though, about Apstra and any latest developments, any news that you'd like to share as you're at the summit this year?
Yeah, sure. So, so maybe to reiterate, we've been working closely with Broadcom and Dell and are taking Sonic to the next level. the latest version of Sonic supports protocols that are critical to the enterprise space, such as EVPN and VXLAN. And now that we have these features, we're jointly targeting the enterprise. This is noteworthy because not only can the hyperscale and web scale companies reap the benefits of open networking, which they've been doing for a few years now, but with these new capabilities, Fortune 500 and Global 2000 enterprise customers can reap those benefits as well. I mean, to give you a bit more color, in addition to the automation piece, Apstra also abstracts out the specifics of the Sonic switch operating system. So operators can operate a Sonic infrastructure in exactly the same way that operate infrastructures based on established vendors. So with Apstra, there is no additional training required to deploy or operate Sonic. And Apstra also acts as a single throat to choke for Sonic. So enterprise customers don't have to worry about support or finger pointing. Apstra is taking the first call. So by abstracting the specifics of Sonic and taking on the support burden, Apstra enables enterprise customers to reap all the benefits of Sonic in terms of CapEx reduction and flexibility without incurring any additional training costs and without incurring any additional risks. Essentially, you get all the benefits without any of the risks.
Mansour, you have lots to share with the OCP community at the OCP Virtual Summit, lots of news and happenings there. What do you plan to take away? What nuggets of information are you hoping to bring back as you continue your work?
Yeah, sure. As is always the case with the OCP Summit, we're looking forward to meet like-minded organizations and individuals that understand the benefits of automation, disaggregation, and open networking. So we can have productive conversations about network infrastructure pain points and solutions and the process of network infrastructure transformation. It's actually always great to be at the OCP Summit and meet our peers in the networking industry. Albeit this time it'll be a virtual event, and so we're likely to meet them virtually rather than in person. Maybe in this vein, it's worthwhile mentioning that it is our first virtual event. So I'm hoping to practice with this new format and learn about how to be the most effective, as well as the do's and don'ts. I guess it's going to be a first for for many of us. It's going to be a learning experience for all of us.
Absolutely. Different platform, but still the same great elements of the Global Summit. So we're excited to see everyone and in their
virtually, yes,
virtual booths and reaching more people than you probably could have imagined. So we're excited for sure.
That's one advantage, certainly, the global reach. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a step back to ask you why Apstra initially chose to be part of the Open Compute project. Why did that happen, or how did it happen?
Yeah, sure. See, the Open Compute project is a community of like-minded, I'd say innovators, right? We agree on the basics that, the traditional infrastructure mindset is inefficient, right? And when I say the infrastructure mindset, I mean specifically networking infrastructure. That's our focus. I know that the OCP project, includes more than just networking, but for us, we're focusing on networking. And namely, these inefficiencies are caused by these monolithic solutions, these traditional approaches, proprietary solutions, rigid software approaches. And so as a community of innovators, we're looking to transform infrastructure to rid the industry of these inefficiencies that this traditional mindset has led to, and that the industry has been plagued with, right? And leading to these large operational costs, inability to meet business demand, and career-ending outages. OCP participants agree on the pain points that I've described and are bringing together innovations in many areas to address these pain points. And Apstra brings the automation piece to the party alongside open disaggregated switch operating systems and massively improved hardware solutions by the other vendors. So it's kind of like a case of we're all better together.
Well said. I do like how you referenced that Apstra brings it to the party. So brings automation to the party. So
yeah, well, we do.
Awesome. So as then becoming part of OCP and integrated in the community, how has OCP helped solve your business or industry challenges?
Yeah, I mean, since the very beginning, I'd say the Open Compute project for networking has been championing open networking and disaggregation. And of course, we're big champions of that as well. And we've been, and they've been doing this since they started back in 2013. I believe that's when was the first OCP for networking meeting. I was there. And it's taken longer, I think, we'll all admit it's taken longer for open networking to materialize than many of us and the industry has hoped. But OCP stayed the course and they continued promoting the cause. And open networking has never been more alive as it is today. And businesses are likely to benefit by getting access to these open, best-of-breed solutions that will help transform infrastructure and meet business demand. It will help those organizations meet business demand. And I think the OCP played a key role in achieving this.
Sounds great. I agree. So tell our viewers where we can go to learn more about Apstra, either maybe your website or during the summit.
Yeah, of course. The website, of course, www.apstra.com. There is tons of information there. We have a YouTube channel. We have explainer videos. And actually, we have also the product demos. You can go to Tech Field Day. There's so many places you can actually find information. Specifically to the OCP, we have a virtual booth. And I think that you can find the link on the OCP Virtual website, right? And we also have a thought leadership page on our website, which is new and exciting, and it's a good way to actually learn more. Our CTO will be actually speaking on May 14th at 11:30 a.m. Pacific at the OCP Summit. So I think this is a session that we should not miss. There are many additional Apstra resources and solution briefs on our website. And just if you want to find our CTO, his name is Sasha Retkovich. He's my co-founder, and he's actually attending, I think, the automation and orchestration session. That's the session that he's going to be part of.
Okay, well, there are lots of ways to find Apstra and connect with Apstra. Wonderful.
We have a lot. Yeah, we have a lot of public information out there, and so these are some examples.
Okay, well, go find Apstra for sure and connect with them at the virtual summit or in advance and even afterwards. Lots of places to go get more information about Apstra. So I appreciate your time here, Mansour. It's been so wonderful speaking with you and learning about Apstra. Thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure as well. Thank you. Really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
And thank you, viewers, for tuning into OCP TV. Enjoy the virtual show.